Hello. Just going to make some Rice Krispie squares, and I like to make them a little more healthy than just the Rice Krispies with marshmallow. So what I like to do is to add some extras to it. So one of my items that I'm going to add today is going to be raisins. So I have them here and stored in one of my modular mates. I like to buy them in large sizes and keep them fresh. So I'm going to use, I also don't want to put them in whole, so I'm going to use my compact chopper here to do this. This is our newer supersonic chopper. So I am going to put about roughly a half a cup here, and I'm going to chop them up into smaller pieces here. So this is one of my over 40-year-old measuring cups. They're still my favorite. So these, I'll get them out of the way. And I took the guard off of that, and the new one has a different way of opening, taking the cover off. You have to push this little button and turn it. It's a little more difficult at first, but as you get used to it, it loosens up with wear. But anyway, there, I'm going to do this, and so I did 10 pulls there, and you can see they're chopped up quite a bit, much smaller pieces. See? So anyway, they will be ready. I'm going to give it a few more pulls here too. Just some pieces are still a little bit big, so I'll just shake it up a little and do it again. There we go, much finer this time. I'm happier with that. So there we go. I'll just take that. I can do that after I take that out. But let's get the thing started. I'm only doing like a half batch of Rice Krispie squares. I find it fits perfectly on a rectangular silicone, which is fantastic for making it on. So I'm just going to set this aside. I'll just set it up there for now. And I'm going to do it in the microwave using my, this is the rice maker. It's used in the microwave, and I don't even use it very often for rice because it's not something I cook a lot. So I'm going to start off with 2 tablespoons of butter or margarine. So I'm using my 40-year-old measuring spoons as well, and my silicone spatula. So there's my 2 tablespoons of margarine. And this usually takes only about 15 to 20 seconds to melt. I'll just stick it on a quick 30 seconds for now, and we'll stop it partway through. And the marshmallows I also have in mini marshmallows in a large rectangle. These have been in here well over a month, and they're still really nice and fresh. So there we go. It's almost done. Give it a few more. That was at 15. Okay, so there's my margarine all melted here. So as you can see, these, even after a long, they're still as fresh as can be. So for this, it'll be, for a half batch, it's about 2.5 cups of mini marshmallows. Or that would be, if you're doing full marshmallows, that would be about 20 full marshmallows. So that's 1 cup, 2 cup, and about a half cup more. I don't get not that close in measuring here, so I still have a bunch left yet. And I just take my spatula and mix the marshmallows and margarine together, and we'll pop that back in the microwave for, we'll start off with 30 seconds. It won't take much more than that. I'll tell you, once I started making Rice Krispie squares in the microwave, I never would go back to doing them on the stove. They are just so much easier, and cleanup is way less. So, alright, there's the 30 seconds, so give that a swish around. And that looks perfect. The marshmallows are all melted, so we'll just close that for now. Don't need that anymore. We'll put in a teaspoon of vanilla. There we go. Now I'm going to add some of the Rice Krispies first. Again, I have the Rice Krispies also in a modular so that they stay fresh. So I'm going to start off. I'm going to need like roughly 3 cups of marshmallows. So I'm going to put 2 cups. And before I start mixing it in, I'm going to add my chopped craisins in here. Also going to add some hemp hearts, and I'm going to put about a third a cup of them, and I'm also going to add a little bit of chia seeds. I have some of those as well, and these are in one of the round things. Right, this is one of the canister toppers. The topper canisters that go on top of the regular canister set, if you haven't seen them before. And there's my chia seeds, and we'll do a couple of teaspoons of that. Okay, so I'm going to stir these in so everything gets well mixed. And as you can see, this is so much easier to do than doing it on the stove. Just the cleanup afterwards is the biggest, so much of a bonus right there. Like, that was one of the things that turned me against making Rice Krispie squares. Now, as you remember, I only put 2 cups where the recipe would be 3. Now I got the 3rd cup here. I'm going to start with about half of the 3rd cup, because I might not need it all with all the additions I added. So this is about 2.5 cups now, and we'll see how that works out. Because you don't want to make it too dry, because you still want them to stick together, right? So there you go. With all that I've added, that's probably enough Rice Krispies. We'll put it, throw it all in. We'll throw the whole cup in. I'm okay with that. I think my marshmallows were measured a little over too, so there we go. And that's all it really takes to finish that up. And now, to show you how easy that is now, we'll take the, where did I put my, oh, there it is. The silicone thing. We'll just dump it in here. Doesn't have to be greased or nothing. You just put it in. And you can, because you can see, look, Not much cleanup needed for that. Let's put the cover on these Rice Krispies before I knock them over and spill them all over the floor. And we're just going to use the spatula here and push these down into the pan. And you can add other things in here, like you could put peanut butter, you could put crunchy peanut butter, you could put pieces like peanuts or any other type of nuts as well. Whatever you like to have in your squares. Like, it's just anything to make them a little bit different, tasty, you know. Okay, so you can see the craisins are red, well spread out in that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just stick that in the fridge for about an hour or so, and then I will come back and add the, show you how easy it comes out of there, okay? Back shortly. Hi, welcome back. There's the things out of the fridge. They've been setting long enough that I think we're good to do this. So I'm just going to, like, as you can see, they come off pretty easy. I'm just going to set this down, just peel this off, and you can see there's not much cleanup to that either. So I just have this here, and usually what I'll do is just take a knife like this, and I'll just cut it in 6 going like across the middle, and then 3 on each end. So they'll end up being like, I'll make 24 squares out of this. So I turn this around to do it that way, in half, and then there you go. There you have 24 squares, and as you can see, the cranberries are well mixed up in there, as well as the chia seeds and the hemp hearts, and everything is all mixed through, so they are all ready to go. All right, have a good day.